Good evening, and welcome to another exciting race from the 2023 Dragon Warrior Randomizer Summer Tournament. Tonight, we have a matchup in the Armor Warblock group between Guelph35 on our left and rBarbaloot on our right. Guelph is currently sitting at 1-3 in his group with a victory over Improbable Spork, and rBarbaloot is sitting also at 1-3 with a victory over Billick. Unfortunately for these racers, the group has been decided at this stage, so this one here is for pride and bragging rights. I am Scarlet Shadow, and with me in the booth today is Hate13. Hate, what kind of exciting things are you hoping to see tonight?
I'm hoping to see a bit of a knockdown, drag-out brawl of a seed. We're not getting a level 1 hurt more, so huzzah, but we're getting actually viable strength at level 1, much to my surprise.
Should be an interesting start for sure. We will let everybody know that the racers have decided to put Permatorch on, so everybody will be able to see what cave we are going into right at the start.
Huzzah for that. I do love seeing that on when I'm commentating, or even when I'm watching, just so I can actually know what the dungeon is that people are wandered into.
I 100% agree. All right, with 24 HP, a little bit on the low side, and a decent strength and agility, we shouldn't see a start that is horrible, but then again, Dragon Warrior Randomizer is Dragon Warrior Randomizer. You never really will know until the seed starts and plays out.
Yep, let's see how many of the slimes have DL2 breath or hurt more.
Very true. All right, the race room is all set and ready to go. Looks like we are going to be kicking off here shortly. And hopefully we have an exciting matchup to keep everybody entertained today.
Yeah, probably about 30 seconds or so, figuring in all the delays, and we will be off with everybody starting off in the throne room, getting those 3 free chests from the king before they set out on their quest to punch down monsters one at a time, find the 3 required items, get them traded in, and go beat down the Dragon Lord. Soon, TM.
All right, our race is starting. All right, and moving forward, we're checking out to see what we're going to see in the throne room tonight. Looks like we have gold, fairy water, and then a key.
Yeah, fairy water on the night they actually start with enough strength to actually kill things barehanded. Well, all right. It'll at least help them get a little bit more XP a little quicker.
Very true. No opening town right off the start, and with fairy water and a gold start, no return, no wings, no chance to save their keys, so our runners will be forced to just move out immediately onto the map, try and get some experience, and hopefully with this gold, find an early town.
Indeed. Already we got Guelph finding that Drakies have baby breath. Not quite getting enough to the level right there, but real close. Whereas rBarbaloot is just bravely wandering out like, I could grind, but why? I'm just going to wander first.
I think rBarbaloot, seeing 700 gold at the start, is looking for a town if he can, but Guelph gets his first shot at the level, picking up the Radiant Spell and just a little bit of other stats.
Yeah, 164 and then 18 MP. Yeah, we're just going to give you all the MP that we held back from you at the start right now. Whereas rBarbaloot has, in his wanderings, come across a Magidrake, managed to beat it down, getting his 12 XP, which will put him up to the same level.
No opening town yet for rBarbaloot, but he's still moving off to the northwest. Hits a dead end. Yep, it is a dead end. And then, assuming that Guelph can get past this Drakey, we'll then hit level 3.
Yep,
that's coming in.
Courage and wit have served thee well. 9 power, 11 agility, 7 hit points, 2 MP, and heal more.
We see Guelph immediately going back in. Having not died, starting at 0 MP, he has no MP to cast it. He's going to go visit the Magic Man in Tanacle Castle. And now we'll have 2 heal mores to his name to start out his exploration. Ooh.
And yeah, rBarbaloot in his wandering has found a metal slime. He has less than 20 strength, so the slime may not run away, but The slime also going to kill him.
Very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Even at level 2, the metal slime doesn't give as much as it does in the later levels, but still, it's a huge enemy to find early.
Yeah, 64 XP, not a bad start, but, well, RNG said, nah, fam.
Now, if I were rBarbaloot, I would immediately go walk right back there. He just checked his stats. You see, he knows he has 12 strength, so he knows if he goes back there, finds that metal slime again, he's going to be able to grind on it until he gets to that point, which we know is level 3, but still, one metal slime is still worth a lot.
Yeah, 64 XP when you've got 14 XP. Yeah, that's a nice bump. Oh, rBarbaloot though, hoping to find that metal slime again, instead finds a Magidrake and gets immediately wrecked. Resets, gets cash back. He's gonna lose that XP he did have. Oh wait, no, he saved beforehand. Never mind. And to respond to the question in chat, fairy water and torches will not work on metal slimes, unfortunately.
Welcome to all our raiders from Dragon Warrior Randomizer. Glad to see that race is wrapped up. We are so far in a quick early battle here in this Armor Warlock matchup. We have Guelph35 against rBarbaloot. The beginning started with gold and a fairy water in the throne room, no spells, and they've since wandered around, got a few kills, got a few levels. At this point, Guelph has heal more. We had rBarbaloot find a metal slime, but unfortunately it beat him down before he could bring it down.
Yeah, he dealt 2 points of damage to it, and the slime had dealt, well, 8 points of damage to him, which was just enough to send him home. It looks like Guelph was trying to potentially take on a wolf, see if he could make use of that early heal more. Not so much. The wolf was still hitting a little bit too hard.
At 23 attack power, he's just not going to deal enough damage to a wolf before it's going to bring him down. The skeleton, on the other hand, he might have a chance, but decides against it. He tries to look for easier prey.
Yeah, opts to go back to Zone 0. Yeah, okay, Zone 1. Maybe try and find some more Magidrake keys. Oh man, there's that Magiwyvern again. Now, rBarbaloot's going for the early exploration on this one. He's, the runners both know they're mathematically eliminated, but that just means they get a chance to take these risks and, play a little silly.
Over on rBarbaloot's side, it seems he has found the grave. To all those people who have just joined us, we do have permanent torch on for tonight, so you'll be able to see in dark caves as soon as the runners step into them. And he's momentarily stopped by his gain of level 4.
Alright, now to see if he can actually get to any of the chests up here, and if he can, if they have anything of note. A little bit more money. Wings. And the Death Necklace. We got level 5 coming up on Guelph's side with 1531 and Sleep. Oh
no. Red dragons have DL2 breath.
Fun police are rolling out hard tonight.
Well, luckily for rBarbaloot, he was able to make it all the way in to get all 3 of those items before running into that red dragon. I imagine he probably will not tempt fate in Grave again for quite some time.
Yep. Which means, obviously, I am now hoping that both armor and sword are in, bottom of grave. Or, at least the lower parts of the grave, I should say.
Or on the overworld search in Hawksness with red dragons guarding them.
Oh, that would be beautiful too.
Guelph goes back in for another magic refill. He's been doing steady grinding while rBarbaloot's been doing a little bit of exploration. It says hit level 5, gain the spell of sleep, but not a whole lot of other stats.
Yeah, early game, it's not uncommon to see a bunch of grinding, because, well, you gotta get something going there.
Question in chat from Jay Cooper. In the throne room, we had gold and fairy water. The only fun thing we've seen is that red dragons have DL2 breaths, and they destroyed rBarbaloot, but after he grabbed his 3 chests out of grave floor 1.
And we've got Guelph getting lucky and finding the metal slime that is now just fled. Never mind. And it's not just you, that's just kind of how Guelph's audio is. He's got, I'm not sure what he's got going on with it, but he always got some kind of wacky music-ish kind of thing.
Ooh, seems that knights have hurt more and have sent Guelph home.
Yeah, that's a mid-game enemy you're really not going to want to see a lot of then. Oh, another cave for Barbaloot.
And this looks like mountain.
Mountain. With magic wyverns.
And then Guelph runs into a golem who back attacks him and sends him home instantly. Getting not very good.
Yeah, go ahead.
About to say, not getting very good exploration luck so far. It might send him right back to grinding.
Yeah, and rBarbaloot, on the other hand, he's like, oh, great, the magic wyverns are in here too. I'm just gonna leave.
My expectation is that with very low resources, he didn't feel he'd be able to make it down there anyway and decided to go exploring back around to see what he could see.
That is entirely a fair cop. Neither runners have seen any kind of a town. rBarbaloot's getting some pretty good luck on the runs, though. And never mind. Oh! Alright, no, apparently he has the devil's own luck when it comes to running tonight. At least thus far.
Weird looking map space, and he does find Charlotte, but unfortunately nowhere he can go, as 2 steps onto a swamp tile will be his demise. And
3
now...
MP, or 2 HP, 3 HP, 2 MP, yeah, you're not going anywhere.
And hoping for a crit maybe with a couple of attacks, but the Magic Drake brings him down. I agree with you and Jay Cooper in chat. Take the walk on the swamp, take the death.
Yeah.
And try again.
Just embrace the sweet, sweet release of death and, get your resources refilled. And I do agree that if he had killed that Magic Drake, it would have been funny, but Magic Drake decided not to go gently into that good night. Oh, skeletons have baby breath. And stop spell.
And right now I'm mesmerized by this fight on Guelph's screen. Knowing this wolf will give him level 6, he is using sleep and heal more to chip it down 2 and 3 HP at a time. I believe he's about 18 to 20 damage into the fight at this point. But this wolf keeps waking up on him.
Yeah, Wolf is like a colicky baby, just keeps waking up as soon as you put it down to sleep.
He's got 1 more sleep and 1 more heal more to protect himself. I think he needs to do about 8 more damage. I think he can take this guy down. And there's the crit, and that brings him down. And this will be level 6.
Or by 7, response speed by 3, hit points by 1, 6 MP, and return.
That 7 strength is a big deal. Taking him up to 31, they'll be able to do a little bit more damage now. And that same wolf fight will probably take maybe 2/3 of the time.
And rBarbaloot taking a red slime for his level 5, getting this sleep on his radar now. And the death necklace, to respond to Jay Cooper's question in chat, was in the 3rd chest in the top of grave.
we still have some divergent grind spots here. Looks like rBarbaloot was trying to take down skeletons and Magidrakes while Guelph is going in this slightly stronger zone. Sees another wolf and is going to give it another try. He's going to have a tough time, though, because he's out of heal more. So if it wakes up, he's in trouble.
Yeah, he's at least doing a little bit more than 3 damage.
I think he's got enough to take it down. I mean, it's staying asleep forever for him, but he still had 3 more sleep gas, so...
And rBarbaloot taking a walk across a bit of a swamp and getting stopped by a blue dragon.
Yes, at this point, rBarbaloot has found Grave and Mountain Cave. Guelph has found a whole lot of nothing, except for better monsters to kill and better fights, giving him about 100 experience lead at the moment.
Yeah, Guelph has not branched out on the exploration nearly as much as rBarbaloot has. Guelph has decided to, get a little bit more meat on his bones before he starts heading on out. Whereas rBarbaloot had money in his pocket at the beginning and was like, I'm going to venture forth and try and explore the frontier in hopes of finding a town.
Well, I mean, it made more sense for rBarbaloot to do a little more exploring. Not only did they get decent gold at the start, but he found more gold in Grave, giving him the opportunity to maybe pick up a piece of equipment and get moving. But now after the deaths, he's kind of in a rough boat, but he's decided to give Mountain Cave one more try.
Yeah. He's got resources. He's actually got, hit points. He's going for it. I don't blame him for this. Oh, and there's the Magidrake. Surprising him and letting him actually get away, though.
Meanwhile, Guelph takes down a third wolf, putting him one more good wolf and a couple of chip enemies away from the next level, while rBarbaloot finds the fighter's ring in the top of the mountain.
Yeah. All right. Didn't get jumped by the Magiwyvern, put her to sleep, and nope's right on out of there. Oh. Wraith Knights. Oh. Anything in the skeleton family, just too much agility for my liking most of the time. Alright, and there's the wolf deciding to get vengeance for his brethren and sending Guelph right on home.
I think Guelph kind of wanted that at that point, though. Completely out of resources. rBarbaloot finds a torch.
And a red dragon. Oh, getting away from it. Lucky, lucky man there.
He thought about that Druid Lord for a second. Getting great run luck against the Rogue Scorpion as well. A second torch. And wings.
So that's 2 wings, at least 2 torches we found. I think that might be 3, because I think there was a torch in Grave. Oh! Magicians have big boy breath.
Yeah, that was a bit unexpected, and unfortunately for rBarbaloot, he will not see what is in Mountain 5.
If you were in his shoes, what would you be thinking about doing right now? Would you head back for Mountain, or would you explore elsewhere?
At this point, with only 1 check left, I would probably go elsewhere. At this point, it's 17 minutes into the game. He's still sitting shy of 150 experience. He needs to find something to kill and get moving. Because if he can't get items out of the caves, and he's found most of the items he can, he's got to find some other way to get stronger.
Yeah. It looks like he is taking the sleep 'em and punch 'em route on the wolves there. Or trying to.
18 power, 9 response speed, 3 HP, 9 magic, and outside for Guelph at level 7. That power spike right there will let him start grinding these wolves in probably 3 hits. Way faster.
Yeah, that is a whole bunch of strength right there. All right, level 6 coming up for rBarbaloot. Though Guelph did get really close to dying right there, just going with the straight punch strats on the wolves. The wolves are still hitting him pretty hard, and he's not quite hitting them hard enough to consistently 3-round.
I think we have the same zone in different areas of the map here. I'm seeing the same enemies pop up on both sides.
That would kind of make sense.
For those new to Dragon Warrior Randomizer, enemy zones in the game contain 5 enemies that are split up in almost a 20% per enemy, 20% per enemy ratio. Not quite. There's some that are weighted slightly heavier. Every 15 tiles on the map in every direction can lead to a new zone. And some zones in the game will have the same enemies as other zones.
And rBarbaloot going, alright, I'm out of MP, time to embrace death. Since none of the enemies are obliging me, I'll just do it myself.
At this point, I think both runners are in I can't really find anything that's going to help me move, so they're going out trying to find a grind. We're looking for something that's going to get us a chance to move, whether it be a hurt spell, a hurt more spell, a big boost of strength, or a large chunk of HP, something that will let them move out on the map and get a little bit further and have a little bit more survivability. With Heal More in the pocket, just a little bit more survivability gives them that chance to get out there and find things without getting toasted in the overworld by enemies.
Yeah, as long as they can avoid the red dragons and magicians to a certain extent. And to respond to Grandra in chat, yes, the 5 enemies can have duplicates, so you could have 3 red slimes and 2 slimes, and that's your 5. It's kind of bad when you find the zone that's going to be in Sherlock, and it's 3 red dragons and 2 2 armored knights.
Alright, this wolf over on rBarbaloot's side will even up the matchup, bringing them both to level 7, even though Guelph has a decent experience lead. And for Guelph, I think he needs this wolf and maybe one more plus another chip enemy, and he should be hitting level
8. And whilst they are in the same zone set for enemies, I do kind of like rBarbaloot's grind a little bit more because desert higher encounter rate than the hills. Also, you don't have that 1 frame delay with every step. Alright, level 7 for rBarbaloot, getting that big old chunk of strength.
Wow, grinding. Go ahead, Hey, go for it.
I was just going to say, in High Spirits, correcting that hills and the deserts have the same encounter rate. But, there's the aforementioned 1 frame per step thing, so I still like the desert better.
Technically, the desert will get you encounters faster because of that frame per second save. Yep. Those are still pretty good for fighting enemies fast, though. And mentioning High Spirits, we want to thank him for restreaming here for tonight. We also want to mention our tracker, keeping track of everything going on behind the scenes, Camion Renikai.
And looks like Guelph is going to be going home because he ran out of magic and was like, alright, I'm done with this. rBarbaloot has gotten sick of wandering back and forth and decided to wander out and has found a town!
This could be pretty huge. He's sitting on 380 gold at this point, which would give him a decent chance to pick up something. Maybe a copper sword, or if it's a town that has fairy water, maybe some of those to give him some maybe quicker kills.
So he can actually get to the town, because the enemies are like, nope, nope, nope.
Making good use of his sleep spell, though. Although this knight is in the same boat, sleep works on knights a little more than half the time. This one goes back down to bed. And another encounter.
God. The game just goes, look, here's the city. Can you get to it? We don't know. All right, and Chantlin.
A solid reward for good spell usage there, and a copper sword to boot, giving him a 10 attack power boost to help him move through.
And some leather armor. A little bit more survivability. More importantly, though, is the knowledge of where Cantlin is, so once you actually find keys, you can come get the coordinates. rBarbaloot stopping by the grocery store, picking up all his greenery for the night, or at least, for the next bit. And buying some radishes.
Always the key to winning in a seed. That radish purchase it just inspires you, and inspires chat as well.
Yes, radishes, the best way to go about it.
On Guelph's side, level 8 brings 3, 0, 12, 16, and heal.
rBarbaloot just selling away all those torches he's picked up because, oh my god, why am I carrying all this garbage? Alright, well, Guelph is going to be finding Cantlin here soon enough, if he can actually get there. Okay, and maybe he won't be, because he has gone down the lower side of the bridge and been intercepted by Blue Dragon.
But there he sees the town and starts walking back, finds the knight. He knows it has hurt more. He gets back attacked. But he has enough health to survive and runs away.
Oh boy. That was a clincher moment.
And that, friends, is why you grind in the early part of the game. Had he not achieved level 8, he would not have had enough HP to survive that hurt more and would be sent home.
And responding to the question in chat, yes, you can sell the dragon scale as well as the fighter's ring as long as you have equipped them. Like, you equip them once, the bonus gets applied, and it does not come off.
Meanwhile, rBarbaloot has explored to the west of Cantlin and found a complete dead end, and has sold the death necklace in an attempt to get extra cash. A risky maneuver, as the death necklace, when equipped in the endgame, will give you an extra 10 AP boost at the cost of 25% of your maximum health. rBarbaloot is banking on the fact that this seed will be deficient in strength. Will be deficient in HP, but strong in strength, giving him the chance to use this extra money to his advantage.
Oh, and rBarbaloot deciding, you know what, Copper Sword, thanks for serving me for, 3 minutes. I'm getting an axe.
His upgrade from the hand axe, from the Copper Sword to the hand axe, is an extra 5 attack power, and upgrading to the chainmail over the leather armor is an extra 6 defense. It's a small gain, but it is enough to help him push through tier 2 enemies and possibly damage break them, meaning that they can only deal a small amount of damage to him, allowing him to get through the fights faster.
Yeah. And it looks like he's going to be taking a chance on this Magic Wyvern because he's got the additional AP, he's got the additional DP, and he's got sleep. So yeah, let's just put this thing to sleep and see if we can chop it up before it wakes up.
And that Magic Wyvern kill is huge at this stage of the game, giving 83 experience per kill.
That's a really good... Ooh, going for the knight.
Now remember, I don't think rBarbaloot has seen the hurt more on the knights. This is seeming like a sweet and easy kill to him until it wakes up and casts and sends him home.
Yeah.
as a knight sends Guelph home at the exact same time.
Nighty night.
Shihali, this one had a slow start. It did not have a whole lot of gains and early stat levels. We found Grave. Top 3, we found a Death Necklace and a whole bunch of junk. Mountain found a Fighter's Ring and a whole bunch of junk. And lots of red dragons that had DL2.
Wandering on the overworld, great. We found that knights have hurt more. And magicians have DL2 as well. So yeah, a lot of the early game was just kind of slow for him because just didn't have good stats for it. It looks like just a little bit south of where Guelph was grinding, rBarbaloot has found wizards with hurt more. Okay, that's bad, and some wraiths who are a little on the frail side.
Shihali, I have no idea, but it's been happening quite a lot in the past week.
Yeah, Grave has been a bit of a dumping zone. Ooh, metal slime. Swing and a miss. Right, that's 2 hits and it's still here. Never mind. Bye-bye.
That's pretty important. The metal slime would have completely swung the experience, gotten rid of the experience lead that Guelph was built here.
Yeah. And rBarbaloot runs into another knight, gets jumped, gets hurt more, does survive though. Ooh, another medal.
Steady grinding on Guelph's side has gotten him pretty close to level 9 at this point. He is at this point doing enough damage to 2-shot wolves and 1-shot first-tier enemies. Oh no.
Yeah, whereas rBarbaloot, wandering around in close to the same area, found a golem and got brick moored.
We see Guelph is moving to the desert south of Cantlin at this point, trying to push in that direction. Seems that rBarbaloot is coming there as well. I didn't see if this led to anywhere as we hit the end of the exploration around Cantlin and the northern part of that little island.
Yeah, it didn't get to see it all.
I think this is where everybody keeps dying, to be honest, which is why we can't see any further than this point.
Yeah. Well, it's a dead end. Got it.
Yeah.
And rBarbaloot is about to find that all of the effort he's put in to try and get over here has been for naught. Oh boy, poltergeists. They're just the worst. Alright, looks like our rBarbaloot's going to be heading on to the west of Cantlin. Gonna hope to see anything over here, and it looks not good as well.
Okay, so at this point, I think both runners had the same amount of exploration. I lied instantly. We have the same exploration in the northwest. However, rBarbaloot has found more caves to no avail. Looks like Guelph at this point has now found Grave, and will again be disappointed, but will pick up a Death Necklace if he can get through the red dragons.
Yep. rBarbaloot picking up a bunch of fairy water, because I can't blame him, just sick of running around getting all the garbage encounters. It was wings, not a torch, that's what I was thinking of. Alright, there's the Death Necklace for Guelph.
And with MP still left in the tank, our rBarbaloot walks through the swamp and unfortunately expires. Don't know
Yeah,
if
it
that was
wasn't paying.
intentional or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Could have been, just not paying attention to the health, or could have been going, I just want to get back to the castle quickly. You could see our rBarbaloot thinking, maybe I'll take this night, maybe I'll sleep it and take care of it, and then remembering, nope, night will murder me. Gonna try and take on the wolf board, though.
Fortunately, Guelph sitting 6 XP off the level runs into an Armored Knight, and little known to him, Sharlock is just about 5 or 6 steps to the west of that screen. Fortunately, he'll get sent home and have to try again. While rBarbaloot gains level 8. Question in chat. Metal slimes are, yes, they are nerfed until you get to a certain point. I believe it's level 8. I think Jiva2 is right, where you end up getting to 255 experience, and they give a small amount of experience that just keeps scaling all the way up.
That's 32 XP per level up until you hit level 8. All right, and coal has been found with the silver harp. One of the items that you need to get, not what the runners were hoping to find.
Well, there's a shop here, too. And this has some good stuff in it. Looks like a broadsword, a flame sword, and magic armor, if they can find a way to get to keys.
Yeah, just that big if. Hey, looks like level 10 lands us with Hurt More.
And it would be really interesting to see now with Hurt More and plenty of juicy enemies out there that we found on the map to Hurt More, how quickly Guelph can take this earlier level 9 and build it into an experience lead, already taking on the Armored Knight.
Yeah, going for the expensive fight of 2 Hurt Mores and a Heal More. But our rBarbaloot has found yet another town. Has found Rimeldar hiding just steps behind Sharlock.
And keys will be a great equalizer at this point to getting Hurt More a little bit later.
Yeah, keys give you access to the armory in the castle, as well as to the basement, whatever may be there. Oh, and it looks like he only had enough for 1. Gonna head on out and hope to find something he can kill to get some money, or maybe he's just gonna head into Grave right there and... or wait, no, he's far away from Grave still.
Cave.
Yeah, tablet. It's always kind of a bad feeling when you get to the back of Rimeldar and you go to buy keys and you're like, oh, I only have 70 gold. Crap. Oh, tablet cave paying off.
All right, here exploration is helping our rBarbaloot a ton. We have the armor, we have a key. If he can get himself up to 53 gold, he can go right back into Rimeldar and get another key. If he gets himself up to 85 gold, he can go back to the castle, buy a key back there.
And it looks like he's deciding to take a swing at this Star Wyvern. And the Star Wyvern, it's got sleep and it's got hurt. So it's not a huge threat. The sleep, really annoying. But honestly, the worst thing is the bite, which it's alright. Well, he looks like he's given up on that because of the sleep.
Yeah, this is just a really long fight.
Yeah.
Not enough reward for the length of the fight at this point.
Alright, Guelph, on the other hand, has found Mountain Cave, has picked up that fighter's ring.
Rogue Scorpion is a fantastic enemy with Hurt More, and he's got 2 more left in the tank, but he's got to watch out for those dangerous enemies. We have that Magician here, and we all know the Red Dragon is lurking down there somewhere.
Yep. Lurking, waiting, watching.
Alright, that's going to put Guelph about 9 experience away from level 10. And picks up his death necklace. Nope, wings. I apologize. We already have the death necklace.
Oh, and rBarbaloot has found another metal slime. Can he actually get through it before it gets away, though? Alright, that's 2. And it's still there. 18 power out of level 10, though. 18, 1, 2, 14, and Repel.
Repel at this point being fantastic with Hurt More. And a small amount of agility. They'll be able to get rid of some of the smaller enemies, and most of what they find at this point will be worth a Hurt More and worth some experience.
Yeah, and rBarbaloot taking that metal slime down. And, well, making up a bit of that XP gap. He's still about 500 something behind, or about 600 behind. But 255 XP, that's pretty nice to find.
And this Rogue Scorpion will give him level 9 and Hurt More, and the chance to catch up quickly. Meanwhile, Mountain 5 has nothing but an herb.
If you listen closely, you could actually hear the sad trombone.
Alright, and it looks like in the few minutes between Guelph getting Hurt More and rBarbaloot getting Hurt More, he's expanded his experience lead by about 300, while rBarbaloot found keys and the armor. I would put that in rBarbaloot's side.
Yep. And he's got enough money that if he dies, he can go back and actually just buy more keys from the castle town now. Well, not castle town, I should say, but from the castle in itself. It's like a town in itself, it's just missing some stores.
Here on Guelph's side, we have an interesting situation. Wraith Knights have Hurt More, and he's almost to the point where he's going to be able to see a town. Ooh, we see another town south.
Yeah.
Sherlock. So he's missing
that one.
And going for this one instead. He's got a heal spell in the bank. He might have some herbs. You can probably get there as long as he doesn't run into anything that'll take him out.
Wow.
One herb.
An herb. And wow.
And Hero walks his way in, finding coal. Okay, we've seen coal already on rBarbaloot, but this is new for Guelph.
Yeah, this will be his harp. More importantly, though, it'll be an inn.
Alright, rBarbaloot moves into the back of Tanagle Castle, buys some keys, and will likely come back to check the treasury. Hand axe pickup for Guelph here.
Alright, what do we have in the treasury today? A key fund. Another torch. Money, gold grind is on the table. And the stones.
And we'll be moving to check the back of the castle. We know that all 3 dark caves have been found. The only thing left here could be swamp or a turning cave. Have we found Free Cave yet? I think
we haven't found Freebie yet. Alright, Swamp Cave South. So it looks like the king forgot that his daughter went down to the basement and is just like, wait, where'd she go? Guelph, on the other hand, has got that metal slime luck coming in now too, and the metal slime has not run yet. Hey, and metal slime kill for Guelph, another 255 for him.
Meanwhile, for rBarbaloot, we find Garanham immediately on the other side of Swamp Cave. And he has keys now, so we're going to get a chance to see what's behind it.
It's about a 750 XP lead on Guelph's side right now, but rBarbaloot has done a lot more exploration.
We find our first cursed belt of the seed. I think the first chest was an herb. And we have the token.
All right, Erdrick's Tease.
This now gives rBarbaloot all 3 key items. And with the check of Garanhan coming, there's a 2/3 chance it's a turn-in cave at this point, meaning if he finds Heart Turn-in, which he does,
Peak of the Devil.
we have the Staff of Rain already in hand, routing this seed immensely well. And as soon as he finds the Rainbow Drop Cave, he'll be able to pick up the Rainbow Drop and be ready to enter Sharlock.
Yeah, he's just going to be in grind mode. I mean, the sword would be nice to find. But, you know, that's just it'd be nice.
Unfortunately for rBarbaloot, he doesn't have enough money to buy the large shield, but he did just pick up a cursed belt. We see him moving immediately back to sell it, which will give him that money and a little bit better defense.
Yep, cursed belt, $180 in solid form. Or if you're playing with the cursed princess on, a lovely corset for her. Guelph getting jumped by a golem, though.
And that night kill will give level 11 for Guelph, picking up 2 power, 9 speed, 35 HP, and 7 MP.
Right, so level 11 is the meaty level.
This brings something very interesting to light as he moves up towards Cole. Now we have Guelph, who has the Death Necklace, and rBarbaloot, who has sold his, and now we have 90 HP at level 11. There's a decent chance we're going to pick up enough HP to make the Death Necklace viable in this seed. We'll have to see if it makes a difference.
Meanwhile, rBarbaloot found Freebie Cave with a free key in it.
At this point, I think we're starting to run low on checks where we haven't seen everything. We're missing the chest in Rimmler, because anybody who has been there, I think only rBarbaloot was there, and he only had a key. One key, and could not see it. We're missing our overworld search spot, which nobody has checked in Cantlin yet. We're missing our Hawk search spot, and then we're missing the 2 chests that are down at the bottom of Grave.
Yeah, and all we are missing is the fairy flute and the sword. So, mathematically, if there is nothing on the search spot, the sword may very well be hiding in Sharlock.
It's very true. All of the required items that need to be out of Sharlock have already been found. And rBarbaloot picks up his Rainbow Drop before hitting level 10, completing all of his homework. Now he's just got to find things to kill efficiently.
Yep, just got to get that grind going on. And he steps out and finds a Star Wyvern. That's pretty nice to find immediately. All right, level 10 for rBarbaloot with that big 18 points. As for the spike tiles, we have not seen any of them.
Only rBarbaloot has found Swamp, and he moved out of it immediately, and Hawksness looks to be right to the southwest. Nope, we have Breckenary, but there's another town immediately to the south of Sharlock, and I'm pretty sure that has to be Hawksness. It's the only town that we haven't seen so far.
Yeah. Oh, great. Green dragons have heal more. Great. So greens, if you're going to grind them, it's swing and then a cast. And hurt more. Fun.
Alright, I'm interested to see what we have on our spike here in Hawksness. We'll see Guelph going there shortly.
Oh, and Star Wyverns apparently have sleep too. So rBarbaloot getting slept and wrecked by a Star Wyvern heading home.
We see the stats for our knight on the screen, And they have
70.
75% hurt more.
Oh, that's
pretty high.
kind of gross. Well, now that our rBarbaloot has everything except the sword, I'm wondering if he's going to dive into swamp, and check and see what's on that spike tile.
I think you're probably right here, Hate. Meanwhile, I'm really interested to see if Guelph can get past this wizard as it has stopped him cold. There he gets it, moves onto the spike tile, finds a stone man, which makes every single user groan at the same time.
Yeah. Stone man, just ugh.
But with the sleep spell in hand and a hand axe and a decent amount of strength, this stone man will go down here pretty quickly. And we'll see what's hiding under the spot in Hawksness.
If anything.
Meanwhile, our rBarbaloot, nothing in Hawksness, finds armored knights and the swamp spike. This point is 77 MP. You have a lot of hurt mores to throw out, so it's not that terrible of a grind, but it's not an ideal grind either.
Yeah, I mean, on the positive side, it's right underneath the castle, so why not? I think our rBarbaloot is probably counting on the sword being in Sharlock.
It's a decent possibility. What I'm really wondering is when one of these runners are going to check the coordinates of Galen, which have been outstanding in the game for quite a while. Obviously, Guelph does not have keys yet and cannot do so, but our rBarbaloot has had keys now for what I would say probably about 10 minutes.
Yeah, so long enough to, remember Cantlin, but looks like our rBarbaloot might be heading to rescue the princess beforehand, maybe?
If he's down here, he has keys. He plans on grinding there. He might as well. I do this all the time as well. And preemptive princess rescue sometimes can pay great benefit. And sometimes can waste your time when the search coordinates are like 3 south and 2 east. But that's the gamble you take.
Yeah. Or the coordinates being, go forth and fight. Ooh, armored knights have baby breath. That's kind of nice to see.
We have 11 strength, 3 agility, and a nice big chunk of 13 HP for Guelph at level 12 as he heads into Tablet. HP ticking up now to 107 on the max. We'll see if he can get there because strength is still lacking, but it's possible that Death Necklace will be in play here.
No. Hey, there is the armor.
At this point, Guelph has 2 different ways to get his further advancement in the sea. We know that if he can find Free Cave, he can find a free key waiting down there, or he can find Rimmelder. I'm pretty sure Free Cave is past Rimmelder at this point, though. So I think he'll need to walk into Rim to get the key. And those cats are ridiculously cute. We all saw.
Guelph has also discovered the green dragons are the Moor dragons.
Uh-oh. Our rBarbaloot gets sent home, as does the princess.
This is fine. It's not like he has to burn anything to get back down there.
Only thing he's going to do is kill more armored knights and get more experience, but it also does not progress any further on his accomplishments.
That's true. That's very true. That XP lead, though, has managed to come down to about 400 now.
At this point, if you're in Guelph's shoes, we've hit 52 minutes into the seed, and he still doesn't have keys. He's got hurt more. He's found the armor. He's got some things moving for him, but without those keys, there are so many checks that are just waiting for you that you can't get. You have to be getting nervous. And this map
Yeah.
is pretty windy as well. There are lots of dead ends, and he seems to be finding all of them at this point.
Yeah, this seems to be a very circuitous map. Like, there is no straight path to anything. Yeah, and getting an unlucky resist on that hurt more for rBarbaloot.
Throws out the hurt more, foregoing the potential miss and death to the Armor Knight, but pays off for his brazen courage, hitting level 12.
Yep, 11, 3, 13, and nothing. Right, this comment's too good to go left unsaid. You know, if I'm in Guelph's shoes, I'm probably awkwardly running away from Guelph while he yells, "Give me back my shoes!"
Looks like rBarbaloot is still... Oh, nope, there we have a Rimilder sighting for Guelph. Comes to the other side of Charlock and backs into it.
Yeah.
As pointed out by Yogi in chat, this will be an experience lead for Guelph, however. For rBarbaloot, however, as he continues to kill Armor Knights on the spike tile.
Yeah, he has got his homework done. He's just got to find the sword. Guelph's got to be thinking, oh, finally, keys. Thank goodness.
We are probably going to see a check of the Rimilder chest here. As Guelph has full keys, we'll probably go in, move right back into the town, and give us that check.
All right, and it looks like the Armored Knights are 25% fire breath.
We've seen a lot of shops now, and I don't think I've seen a single silver shield. So while a gold grind is on the table, I don't know if we're going to see it tonight, Nate.
Yeah, I don't think we will. rBarbaloot's got the large shield. He's got everything else. He's probably just like, nah, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to want to find the sword and call it good.
At this point, with 70 agility and levels still to gain too, there's a chance they'll hit their 80 defense power before going into Charlock and still be in a pretty good spot to take just about any fight. Meanwhile, the chest in Rimilder contained nothing but a few pieces of gold, cutting down our checks to 3 remaining outside of Charlock for a potential Erdrick sword, our overworld search, and our 2 spots at the bottom of the grave.
And Guelph casting return and going to check. I don't know what's this direction. I don't remember it being anything.
It's possible if he maps that he's just closing off the areas of the map right around the castle that he doesn't have finished.
That would make sense.
Otherwise, I'm also as confused as you as what he's looking for with keys and the treasury check right there and the back of Tanagle, but choosing to move out instead.
All right, rBarbaloot is now heading back on over to Cantlin to see if the coordinates actually exist or if he rescued the princess for naught. Well, for naught, aside for the end trip to Garanham before he took her home.
Aw, come on, Hate. You get Quaylen's love if you rescue her. It's never for naught. Except when it's worthless and holds a spot in your inventory that you can't get rid of.
Yeah, pretty much. You're right, no silver shield in Cantlin. At least in the first 2 shops, I am thinking, and I don't remember anybody checking a 3rd shop.
After rBarbaloot bounces into the wall several times, we'll get that check. And there's our silver shield.
Okay. So if gold grind happens, there can be shield. I'm not sure if gold grind will happen. 90 to the north, 94 to the west. Princess may pay off. This could be the flute.
Well, at this point, it's a 50-50 possibility. The only two items that could sit on the search spot are the flute or the sword. At this point, it bears checking, and for rBarbaloot immediately, as he has all of his key items found otherwise. If he finds this, there's nothing else to look for. He can just go to a grind spot and go.
And I think he's just going to head straight through Swamp Cave and check the coordinates on the second continent, because that is some ugly numbers.
Very true. Meanwhile, Guelph is rounding out his checks. He picked up his Stones of Sunlight in the treasury in Tanago Castle. He's very soon to pick up his Erdrick's token in the back of Garanham. And he'll be in the same situation as rBarbaloot.
Yeah, he'll just have to actually, go find the old man to trade in the Rainbow Drop. Oh, and rBarbaloot actually going back to the grind rather than going to check and see what the location of the second continent is. I can understand it though. You're here, you've got MP. Why not bother getting a little bit more grind on before popping outside?
This is also a fight he doesn't really need Erdrick's sword to win, because he's casting Hurt more repeatedly. And even if he needs to swing, he still has a hand axe, which is going to be enough in his attack power.
Yeah. It's good enough for government work. Oh, those stats on 13. Ugh. 1 strength, 3 agility, 7 hit points, still no more MP. Is this the Jerk Cave? Nope, this is Freebie Cave. Alright.
If I remember, I think rBarbaloot found the Jerk Cave very soon after finding Free Cave, so it may be in the very near proximity here. And Brian Williams, I agree with you. I think the search spot is very close to this spot right here.
Yeah, gotta be close to where Guelph is. I mean, 90, 94, yeah. So did Guelph go and actually check the coordinates, or is he just exploring right now?
I think he's just grinding at this point. He's going to get himself to pretty much near go stats and then maybe check the chords, hoping that's the sword. And if he doesn't find it, probably go to Charlotte.
Oh yeah, 84 to the south, 5 to the east from where you are. Alright, you better start that walk.
So in other words, it's all the way where Guelph is now, plus maybe another screen to the west, because he's been walking for a long time.
Yup. And those are some kind of gross coordinates. Keep going. 86, 67. Ah, there's the Jerk Cave.
with this knowledge, I don't think you'll see Guelph stay here very much longer. I think you'll see him bounce back and possibly go to look for Swamp.
I'm honestly surprised he hasn't just cast Return and gone back that way, because Swamp Cave is just on the back door of Danijel. 9081, almost there. Just got to go 13 squares more, and down one more. Oh, nope. Oh, it's the flute.
And it's the flute.
Wah, 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 wah.
Now we have to see if rBarbaloot decides it's time to dive Grave or gamble that the sword is in Charlock. At this point, I would dive Grave, especially with the fact that I still have experience to earn.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Looks like he might be heading towards Mountain Cave, though. Because I think Mountain Cave was the first one he'd run into this way.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm pretty sure he does not know what Mountain 5 contains. And he's very disappointed when he gets his herb.
Yep.
Unless this is Grave right now. Wait, this is Grave now, I think. Yeah.
Nah, this is Mountain.
You're right.
You have to say this is a good close match. The XP lead keeps bouncing back and forth, and that's kind of something I always like seeing.
Very true, but we see our red dragon on rBarbaloot side. Oh no, it has sleep as well. We have a full Wombo red dragon, friends.
Oh, this is a time to run.
rBarbaloot says, no, I'm not running. And then immediately falls back to sleep and gets roosted.
Ooh, boy.
And that's right.
Right, time to run.
He gets away.
All right. And gets his herb. Or gets the not herb.
He already has enough herbs, so he gets nothing but disappointment.
You got nothing, I say.
Alright, as we're approaching the end game here, there's something that I've been noticing, that I think is going to play out here in a little bit. We have Wombo combination red dragons. We also have wizards that have hurt more. We have both more green dragons and sleep on star wyverns. Our Charlock enemies are not looking fun today.
I think they're looking like great fun for us.
For us, maybe. But this dive could be a bit crazy depending on what enemies end up in which zones. No real experience mark is probably safe. There's no overgrinding in this seed. For sure.
Yeah. Well, rBarbaloot checking the Rimmildar chest and going, well, at least I didn't lose money on it.
Well, that's his last check before Grave. It's either dive Grave or go into Charlock at this point. Or keep grinding. He does have one safe grind spot that's done him well so far. We'll see if he goes back there or goes to explore.
He did pick up a broadsword, so, yay to that.
It's a good pickup at this point, but you have to remember that that's a 5 attack power difference over his hand axe. It's worth it because he has the money, but it's not that big of a boost at this point.
Yep. Looks like he is deciding to just rush Charlock and say, you know what, Grave can rot.
This is a
Guelph,
very
on the other hand.
choice.
Yeah. It's a bold move, Cotton. Oh, great, golems.
I'm interested to see what he's hoping to gain here. He could be diving for sword, could be a dive and grind to gain experience and get the sword. As he crits the golem, he's going to be getting lots of experience that way.
Yeah, that's a really nice crit there.
It could be just a check of the zones to see what he's planning on fighting. I think I'm going to ask him later, because I'm interested to know what's running through his head right now.
Yeah. I would think at this point that it would probably be a sword dive.
mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, mathematically at least. All right, Guelph coming up to Grave 4. Survey says herb.
Not much.
I have to wonder if rBarbaloot's going to check the judges table first.
The question in chat from Grandro, would it be strong enough if he got the sword here? The sword over the broadsword would give him a boost of 20 attack power, giving him 129 attack power. It would make him strong enough to attack the Dragon Lord, but I don't think he has enough HP and MP until maybe that level right there, getting him rather close.
Yep. 5 strength, 2 agility, 14 more HP, 2 more MP, and we have discovered that Grave 5 was an herb.
This tells us the sword is in Sharlock somewhere.
Come on, judges table. Come on, judges table. For those who are unaware, the judges table is the vanilla sword location.
Alright, with rBarbaloot stats at this point, 128 hit points, 86 magic points, and with finding the sword eventually, 134 attack power. It's about 13 swings on the Dragon Lord, with about 10 heal mores, and a high amount of HP, giving him the chance to get doubles. If he makes it there with full resources, which he won't at this dive, but on a subsequent dive, he might have enough to win the fight.
Yeah, this will be kind of a risky one if he does decide to go at 14, but he may be able to pull it off.
Also to be noted that 128 HP will give you 96 HP with the Death Necklace. And with their current attack power and the sword, that would give 144 attack power and 10 heal mores, which is definitely enough to defeat the Dragon Lord if you can survive getting hit or deal 2 breath for large amounts. Because 96 HP divided in half is 48, which is just barely enough to fight the Dragon Lord.
Yeah, 96, it's technically possible. It's real spooky, though.
I had a fight earlier in the tournament where I won on 96, and it was gut-clenching the entire way.
Yeah, I can imagine.
We have Guelph going into Sharlock as well and starting his dive down for the sword. It's like both players have decided to do a dive and grind. And we know that 14 is just about enough, but still a little bit on the sketchy side.
Yep. No, rBarbaloot is rapidly coming up on level 15. Anywho, go ahead.
Question in chat from Name Rundy. Can you gold grind? Can you gold grind after the second dive for the sword? The answer is yes. Picking up the 6 or 7 chests in Sharlock will easily, after going into the throne room, give you the gold glitch, and any chest you pick up after that point in Tanagold will be glitched, and you'll be able to get it as many times as you wish.
Now, it is a bit risky to do because, well, that's going to be time that you're going to be spending that you might be grinding or getting ready to dive on. So I'm not sure we will see rBarbaloot do that, or Guelph, because Guelph doesn't know where the silver shield is. And rBarbaloot, I think at this point he's probably feeling a little bit of a time crunch. Like, he knows he did a lot of exploration in the beginning, so he probably had an EXP deficit, and he may not know or may not be thinking that he's overcome that.
Meanwhile, Guelph hits 14. We'll see if we see a stat check here. Nope, he's concentrating full on his dive at this point. There it is. Yep. Taking a good long look, and then moving right on.
Alright, and it looks like rBarbaloot is going the way that might indicate that he's headed to the judges' table first. Nope, I guess not. He was just taking a long route.
Yep, and lots of discussion on chat on whether or not 14 is a go level, whether or not 15 is necessary. And I think the fact... Oh, nope, there's the red dragon.
Red dragon when he's got 4 MP left.
One chance to run, and he gets away.
Wow, alright.
And as I was about to mention before we saw the red dragon, this is barely enough to win at 14, but with the enemies we're facing in Charlock, 15 is way safer because your chances of getting down without losing your resources are slim. We have rBarbaloot making it now to the treasury.
Right. 50 chests, nothing, and 100. Fairy water, 150. Money, 250. Sword, alright, there we go. And the second cursed belt. Great, thanks game. I think Barbaloot's probably going to be heading on over to check the spike tile, see what he's got there, and probably use that to death warp if he gets there.
Meanwhile, Guelph is barreling down Charlock as well and has cut the experience lead to 600. He is now 2 floors away from his basement. Both players have all of their homework done. Both players are down in Charlock. Both players at the same current level. This is going to be a strong finish.
rBarbaloot getting slept by a star wyvern and just getting a bad coin flip luck on the wake up.
We do see hurt on the star wyverns though, and then a crit sends it home.
All right, I'm up. Fine, go away.
At this point, with no MP, Star Wyverns are still a good enemy to take at this point. And with Hurt casting at what seems to be 25 to 50%, still got a chance here.
Wake up, swing, it's dodging. Great. A phrase no one likes to see, it is dodging.
Still gets the kill, though, after a double hurt cast, and we have a back attack red dragon on Guelph's side.
Oh, no. And Blue D sends rBarbaloot home. Did not get that level yet, but he does have stats he can run it. It's going to be real tight.
At this point, he's running from all encounters, making sure he gets to that sword before he takes a death. And there's another red dragon. Back attack with immediate sleep, then immediate fire breath,
no.
and then immediate second fire breath. There's no chance. Guelph is sent home. That's just heartbreaking.
No.
Heartbreaking.
And it looks like rBarbaloot's going back down to the Armored Knights to take him out a little bit more.
We have our green dragon on the screen at 25% heal more and 75% hurt more. And my guess on the red dragon is that we have 50% DL2 breath and 50% sleep. I've seen it enough. I feel like it's in there. I feel like that's the percentage mark.
Yeah, that's got to be it, because, oh, man.
If not, then it's 25% sleep and 50% DL2 breath.
And it looks like Guelph is going to go get those coordinates.
Unfortunately for him, this will set him even further behind, as the coordinates we know lead to the flute and are extremely far away.
Yeah. I think when he sees the numbers on the coordinates, he's probably going to nope out. All right, so we got 1936 at level 15.
Well, the 6 MP is a big deal. That gives him more. And with 131 HP and 135 attack power, This is enough to get through the fight, but is it enough to get down there with full resources? And rBarbaloot says no and decides to keep going for 16.
Bold play. I can understand him wanting to go for 16, though. He did have to burn a bunch of MP just to even get down to the basement. This Sharlock is mean.
All right, thank you, Heavenex, for the raid. Welcome to a match that is well underway as we're all in grind and go mode on our way into Sharlock with some nasty enemies.
Yeah, this Sharlock is just disgusting.
Looks like on Guelph's side, he's heading towards the princess. We'll see if he does some grinding while he's here, but I think he's going to rescue the princess at this point and go after the coordinates. Meanwhile, for rBarbaloot, seems to be grinding his way up to 16.
Yeah, he's got one more hurt more cast in him, and I wouldn't be surprised if he pops out of Swamp North, just walks on over to Garenham, or maybe he's just gonna, death warp back to the throne room. Ultimate Derp responding to the question in chat of what level do you need to be to fight the final boss? It's not so much about level, it's about the stats in itself, and about the enemies. Technically, level 14, they could. It's just going to be really tough because the enemies on the way down to the Dragon Lord are really mean this seed.
Guelph successfully rescues the princess, will turn her into the king, get Gwaelin's glove, and get the chance to find the search coordinates, which unfortunately are very disappointing. Hopefully for him, he can grind on enemies on the way and hit 15, and then we'll see if this is a difference. Right now we have rBarbaloot making his way, I believe, back towards Sharlock.
Yeah, he's going to stop by Cole, pick up some herbs, and then head on down. Looked like he was just doing the grind till he ran out of MP, and making sure he had the keys to burn before he decided to take the shortcut and not risk getting body blocked by NPCs.
Always a smart move.
Alright, with 92 MP, he's got 11 hurt mores in the tank. Or not heal mores. The other more.
Question in chat from Dumpster Mummy. Yes, the randomizer does have stat weights based on name. Both of these players, I believe, are running a strength and HP build, meaning that their strength and HP are slightly nerfed in the beginning of the game, but scale up higher towards the end of the game. rBarbaloot wisely swinging on the wizard there, as he has it defense broken. And it looks like he's going to grind in Sharlock. Looks like he has decided that 16 is going to be necessary to survive the dive. I really can't blame him here. And he knows that he has golems with DL2 breath, unfortunately, on this floor.
That being said, there's also Remolder really nearby, so he can pop out and heal as needs be.
Very true.
Getting the resist on that hurt more always feels bad when you're fighting armored knights.
Alright, about 600 more XP for rBarbaloot before he hits 16, and we'll see if it gives him any significant stat difference. At this point, I think he's looking more for the 4 MP that would give him an extra heal more than for anything else. Meanwhile, Guelph moving his way west towards the search spot, taking a few easy fights on automatic hurt mores against knights. He's still about 500 XP from level 15, but level 15 could be enough to win. So we'll have to see what he does after he gets this flute.
I'm guessing swear and scream a little.
That's a very real possibility, Hate.
All right, 120 XP more to levels... Or, no, I'm sorry. 170 XP more. I can do math. By the way, this golem would be plenty enough.
Smashy, I agree with you. This is going to be the level. Primarily because he already has the stats he needs, and at this point I'd be scared to grind any further than this.
Yep, right. Let's see how level 16 treats us. Courage and wit have served thee well. Thy power increases by 1, response speed by 1, hit points by 3, magic by 4. Good enough. Hit the inn, get diving.
That magic 4 HP, that's his heal more. That's what he was looking for. And we're going to see another Sharlock dive. With rBarbaloot already owning the sword, all he needs to do is go straight to the Dragon Lord.
Yeah, that was a pretty horrible level, but it was good enough. It wasn't a 0010.
Or a full MTI level.
We've
had one of those this tournament. I was in that game. It was fun.
Oh. Those always sting to see. At least as a runner, they do.
I mean, I laughed my butt off for at least 15 seconds when it happened. I'm not kidding. It was hilarious. I loved it.
And this is an inauspicious start. Run blocked by a golem that immediately goes to DL2 breath. And rBarbaloot did stop in and top off his herbs when he was in coal earlier, because he knew he needed to.
Thank you for all the members in chat answering all the questions. We appreciate it. We'll try to keep up with as many as we can, but always a lot of help.
Smashy with the good point as well, that one strength also meant that the damage range goes from 8 to 17, or it goes from 8 to 17 to 9 to 18.
Alright, as Guelph tops off on herbs and approaches level 15, sitting right outside Sharlock, we have an Arbor Knight fight for rBarbaloot as he makes his way down through the first floor. Getting run blocked repeatedly. Thankfully, fire breaths along with attacks are spaced out, and he maintains his health and makes it down.
Thankfully enough. Alright, and Guelph is back to the disappointment of, crap, the sword is in Sharlock.
Well, fluting the golem, taking no risk, no chance, and probably, well, I don't know. Yep, he's going to choose to fight it, because this is going to give him level 15. Meanwhile, another Armored Knight for rBarbaloot, and another set of run blocks.
You want to get away? No. Play with us forever.
Question from Ultimate Derp in chat. Can you defeat the Dragon Lord without Erdrick's Sword? Yes, you can, and we've seen it happen numerous times. Erdrick's Sword gives you 40 attack power, but if you can gain that 40 attack power in other ways, say using a Flame Sword for 28 and getting 12 extra strength, then you can defeat the Dragon Lord easily. We've even seen Hand Axe and Broadsword kills in this tournament. Well, maybe not this tournament, but in prior tournaments.
I know in at least one prior tournament, it was the beginners tournament earlier this year. I managed to take down the Dragon Lord with broadsword because the sword was, I don't remember where, somewhere I didn't want to go, and it was a seed that gave us a disgusting amount of strength.
I'm pretty sure we've had at least one broadsword kill this tournament, but I can't remember who it was.
High Spirits has done it. And we've got the annoying jerk birds coming in and putting our rBarbaloot to sleep before letting him get away. And this encounter rate. Oh.
Meanwhile, Guelph burns a heal more in this golem fight and is continuing to fight his way down, so it looks like he is going to go to 16 before he takes on the Dragon Lord. This looks like a dive and grind as rBarbaloot rounds the top of the basement floor on his way in to fight the Dragon Lord.
The way I look at it from Guelph's side, you know, if you're going to keep throwing all these tasty XP enemies in front of me, I'm going to eat them. Stupid star wyverns with their sleep.
The sad part is look at how long this encounter is taking. This encounter alone by itself is costing rBarbaloot 30 seconds and there's nothing he can do with it. He's still going to walk out of it, able to fight, but it's just costing him time.
Yeah, you're just sitting there going, come on, let me wake up, please, let me wake up. All right, what do we got on the spike? Armored Knight, this is fine.
Yep, he should be okay here. For sleep RNG, you can be put to sleep for up to 6 rounds continuously. At that point, you will wake up, and I believe it is a... is it 50-50 for the hero to wake up from sleep?
I believe it is just a coin flip, yeah.
Or I think for enemies, it's 1 out of 3 chance to wake up from your sleep cast.
Oh no, and rBarbaloot runs into Fun Police right after he he takes down that.
Oh no.
Oh,
and this is why you can't overgrind in this seed. No moment is safe. 2 steps past the spike tile, and the Red Dragon sends him home and gives Guelph another chance.
And yeah, Red Dragon colloquially are known as the Fun Police because they show up and the fun stops. Armored Knights also have that, also get that moniker sometimes. You gotta top off the herbs again.
Looks like blue dragons are just fight and fight, but still dangerous. Meanwhile, we have Guelph moving in halfway through the 2nd tier. The Sharlock about to hit the U floor. At the pace this is going, it looks like rBarbaloot will start his 2nd dive pretty close to the point when Guelph finishes his dive. Is he going for the judges table? Did I see that right, or did I see it wrong?
I did not notice.
We'll see after this Axe Knight.
Yeah. And that does look like a judges table.
Alright, Guelph heading to the vanilla search spot, lovingly known as the judges table. In the, I believe the $10,000 pyramid is the meme for this particular moniker.
Yeah.
And rBarbaloot fighting an armored knight. Is he grinding on his way down? Very well might be.
I think that was more of, I am just sick of run failing. Like, I think this is a moment of don't get tilted, get revenge. So he's had to deal with enough of this garbage, and he's just like, I am just gonna murder everything that gets in my way.
It is a solid strategy to prevent run blocks, but he's got to be careful. He's fighting on low HP at this point.
Yeah.
Alright, Guelph is one fight short of level 16 on his dive. He's down to 37 MP at this point, so this will be nothing but a dive for the armor. He's got to hope that he can make it. We know that there are red dragons on the last 3 floors of Charlotte.
Yeah, those red dragons they're not kidding. These red dragons woke up and chose violence today. Sports FA coming out with you can't get run blocked if you don't try and run. I mean, it's technically correct. The best kind of correct.
The point Brian Williams is bringing up in chat, that at this stage, when you're fighting against red dragons with Wombo Combo, when you have this many enemies that have DL2 breath and sleep in Charlock, you gotta try to stay at high hit points at all times. If you run into that bad encounter and get put to sleep, you want as many chances as possible to break out of that sleep, to run away, to be able to heal more if you need to. You have to stay high on HP, or you're just asking for RNG to send you home.
Yeah, and unfortunately, with the MP that they've got, you can't even afford to burn a stop spell.
And Guelph gets run blocked and put to sleep by a Star Larva. Tickled by Hurt, and makes it out. And there's our first red dragon.
No.
Stop spell comes out, does not land.
Oh.
Sleep immediately follows. 2 attacks. He wakes up. There lands the stop spell, but an attack comes in. We need an immediate heal more for survival chances here. And then what does Guelph do? Is he trying to run or is he trying to kill it? I would kill it. That's the right play. And we do have 50% sleep and 50% DL2 on our red dragons tonight.
Yep, and rBarbaloot is down to 1 herb left. He may have to burn a hurt or a heal more before he gets to the DL2 fight.
Ultima Derp, it is not a coin flip for stop. Each enemy has a randomized stop spell resistance. The higher tier enemies can get all the way up to, I believe, 9 out of 16.
Yeah, in this instance, the red dragon, which the stats were just on screen, had a 3 out of 16 stop spell.
Thank you. And Guelph gets his sword. He's going to grab the rest of the chest here. He gets the dragon skill that he has never found, and equipping it will give him 82 defense. As rBarbaloot joins him on the bottom floor, Guelph at this point needs to get out and get moving back down if he wants a chance to win.
At this point... Go ahead.
Alright, rBarbaloot sitting about 1,000 experience away from level 17, finds his first red dragon on the bottom floor, thinks about it.
This is all. Gets lucky that he gets attacked and gets away on the second turn.
Alright,
yeah, basically, Guelph at this point needs rBarbaloot to run into another horrible red dragon.
Yep, I think at these stats here, if rBarbaloot makes it to the Dragon Lord, then he's got a very, very high chance of winning the fight.
Yeah. Like, he might have to do a little bit of pacing, which is really risky, because he only has 1 herb left.
Now, you use the herb and you walk up in a fight. There's no need to heal walk here. Heal walking is just dangerous. Not with red dragons on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, he's just decided to go
That's
for the
his
herb.
feeling.
That's
Use
fine.
the herb.
Yeah.
And we find rBarbaloot makes it to the Dragon Lord and begins his DL2 fight. He has no death necklace, so we won't see that being equipped, but he has 136 attack power and 134 HP. He has a high chance for doubles.
All right, gets a swing off and a lucky stop spell coming out of DL1. Hurtmore coming out, taking him down, not taking him below a critical amount, but drops DL1 and up comes DL2. All right, does not get back attacked. First hit for 12. And a double right out the gate. That's always a nice thing to see. Another 17, bringing him to 29. Range 15 for 44 now. Now with a hit like that, he might have a chance to get another double here. 14 for 58. And a double. Another 17 for, excuse me, 75. It's a high roll heal meter there, too. 15 for 90. Now, the Dragon Lord has up to 165, no less than 150. Another 13 for 103, so 47 to 52 points left before rBarbaloot takes down Dragon Lord. All right, 118. Another double, another 12, 130. $142 now. With plenty of heal mores left in the tank. All right, 157. We've got a high roll Dragon Lord. But another 16 puts him well over the top and takes down Dragon Lord 2.
Get your GGs out in chat for our winner of tonight's race, rBarbaloot, who will go to 2 and 3 in the Armor Warlock group. Meanwhile, as rBarbaloot finishes up, Guelph has flown down Charlock, runs into a red dragon, gets away, and will be entering the DL2 fight right as the dot done pops up in the race room, I imagine.
Yep. So get your GGs out in chat for rBarbaloot with an official race time.gg time of 1:40:41. We're going to see if he wants to come on in and have a chat with us. Oh, and Guelph had a bit better luck getting down there. He actually managed to get down there with all of his herbs still, surprisingly.
I believe that was a double stop spell and then attack to finish off that fight. It might have even been 3 stop spells. He's into the DL2 fight, sitting in a great position here. Even with the back attack, he's going to be okay.
Yeah. He's got a 146 AP. He's going to be hitting nice and hard. Yeah, 21. Yeah, that brings him to 34 in 2 hits. He's swinging like a truck right now. It's 49 after 3. Now, we're not going to be seeing any doubles unless a miracle occurs. 66. Not 12. I think that's just about minimum we can get right there. 78. What is that now? $12 for 90. Another 20 for 110.
we are welcomed here in the booth with our winner, rBarbaloot. Congratulations, sir, on a well-fought win.
Yeah, GG's.
Thanks. Yeah, that felt pretty rough. By the way, good luck to Guelph in this fight here.
Yeah, those dragons, those red dragons, they did you both pretty dirty.
Yeah, that felt like a train wreck at first, and then later on, when I took the death to the red dragon after the spike tile even, thought I had no chance at that point, aside from just possibly him also getting sent back repeatedly by red dragons.
Yeah, Guelph got about 3 steps away from the sword and got sent home by a red dragon.
Ugh.
Hate to interrupt, friends, but let's get our GGs out in chat for Guelph as he finishes off the Dragon Lord as well.
GG Guelph.
Yep, GG to Guelph. All right, and Guelph's official racetime.gg time was 1:44:14.
All right. Going back to what Hate was saying before, yes, you guys both had a red dragon death on the basement of Sharlock. Unfortunately for Guelph's, his was before he was able to get to the sword. Yours was after the spike tile, but then you came back pretty hard, pretty fast on your second run.
Oh, yeah, I definitely got the better end of that deal. I also had a huge last-second run from a red dragon in the U-room on my way to get the sword. If I'd gotten killed there, who knows how much longer it would have taken to get back.
Yep, a large portion of the seed was mostly all of you figuring out that red dragons were terrible and then grinding really, really high beyond go levels just to make sure you could possibly survive, I felt like.
Yeah, I probably would have gone on 15 if I hadn't already seen the Wombo red dragons, but with those around, I was even uncomfortable at 16, but couldn't justify grinding any longer.
Yeah. And we are also joined in the booth by Guelph, so GG's Guelph. Yeah.
GG's.
And we are also
GG.
joined in the booth by Guelph, so GG.
I have my usual Sharlock, so you got it.
Well, to be fair, Sharlock was rude to both of you. Like, you got messed with a bit more by the red dragon, getting you right before you got to the sword.
Yeah, and that
But,
cost me an extra 15 minutes.
Yeah, and rBarbaloot got 2 steps beyond the spike tile on the bottom floor, and then sent home by a red dragon. It was just brutal.
Yeah, when I got sniped right before the sword, you know, I figured, yeah, it's 100% sure that sword is in the in that room, but I had to check the everywhere else first just in case.
I can't blame you. I mean, it's what I probably would have done with that Sharlock as well, but yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah.
well, randoed.
Yeah. Oh well. Game didn't mean anything anyway.
It was a race for the fun of it.
Yeah, fun. Yeah, I'm finger quoting fun.
Yeah, well, I figured aside. I'm relatively certain the audience enjoyed it at least.
Yep.
So what were the percentages for the red dragon with sleep and DL2 breath?
City Fitty. With a 316 stop spell.
Okay, so it's about as, I guess, yeah, that's as bad as Wombo can get as far as the percentages.
Yeah, the only thing
Go ahead.
The only thing that could have made it worse is a higher stop spell percentage, but that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I wasn't going to cast Stop Spell on them with 96 MP.
Yeah, and it looks like Dragon Lord did roll just a little bit up, 158 HP.
I have some questions for you. First of all, Guelph, I was pretty mesmerized by that very early wolf kill you had, where you were dealing 2 and 3 damage to it, the sleep and heal more. What were you thinking about during that fight? Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I didn't like trying to get things, 2 and 4 HP at a time. I figured I'd take a big swing.
Well, it paid off for you. You ended up with the early experience lead for a good part of the seed, especially getting to Hurtmore. But then, right around the time you picked up Hurtmore, is when rBarbaloot found the armor and then found Rimmelder and had keys well before you,
Oh, wow.
probably by about 15 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know how I didn't see Rimeldar 20 minutes earlier than I did. I know I
Your
saw
luck.
Sharlock. It must have just been one tile off screen.
It was real close when you got sent home from getting near Sharlock.
Yeah.
But yeah, rBarbaloot struck out early on this one and got a really good amount of exploration taken care of before he got the grind going on, and it ended up paying out pretty well for him tonight.
Okay.
I guess in the long run it did, given that I ended up winning in the end. But
Yeah.
I really felt like the exploration had not gone well early, because what I was finding was stuff like the mountain cave, which I couldn't survive in, and I wasn't finding any towns. And it took a while before I finally found Cantlin, just a little bit to the west. And already by that point, I figured I was in trouble.
Yeah,
Yeah, I actually
you
found
both stumbled
Cantlin
into Cantlet
early.
about the same time.
Yes, I saw Cantlin
Okay.
fairly early. But with not enough money for the hand axe. So I ended up settling for copper and chain.
The only one who got the hand axe early was rBarbaloot, who chose to sell the death necklace to do so. What were your thoughts about selling the death necklace at that point? Did you feel you were that far behind that you had to do it to try and catch up?
Yeah, I figured I probably was behind at that point, and it could help catch me up. But also, I mean, the shop had a hand axe and chainmail, so figured that's about as good as I can expect for selling the death necklace. And I still wasn't sure I wanted to do it. I did hesitate a bit, but I went ahead and did it, and I think it worked out pretty well.
I think it did work in your favor. I think the chainmail, even more than the hand axe, gave you a little bit of extra survivability, so that when you did that early exploration, you actually stayed alive a little bit longer and eventually found the things you needed to find at the right time. Question for you, rBarbaloot. Why did you decide to make your dive to Sharlock on 13 instead of grinding up higher?
I wasn't even sure the sword was there, and I kind of just wanted to get that information and also get some grinding progress along the way. But at that point, in fact, I didn't find Hawk's Nest at all. And I think at that point, I also hadn't checked Mountain 5 or Rimeldar's chest. Oh, wait, no, I had checked Rimeldar's chest by then.
Yeah, you got both Mountain and Rimeldar by that point, but you hadn't checked the bottom of Grave, which ended up being 2 herbs.
Okay, so glad I didn't check that. But yeah, as far as diving Sharlock, I was basically just playing the numbers, just thinking, well, there's a good chance the sword is in there among these 6 treasure chests. Let's just go see if I can get it. And I can grind along the way.
It makes good sense with the knowledge of red dragons having Wombo Combo. Knowing what zones had red dragons in Sharlock is a big deal. And getting that knowledge early was probably helpful for you.
Oh yeah, I guess having that knowledge helped also, though that also made me question the dive some, because I was less likely to actually make it down to the treasury because of those red dragons. So probably it wasn't the right play from an objective standpoint, but it worked out for me this race at least.
Yeah, that red dragon was why I checked the judges table. Figured that was going to be a lot safer because there were no dragons on the path to it.
Yeah, I had to commend you on that one because that's the way I generally will play. But I also play for the memes.
Yeah, it's a shame that Barbaloot waited till I was at the Dragon Lord to finish because I was ready to meme it out for a nice level 30 grind or something.
That being said, rBarbaloot, you at least remembered to pick up the radishes, so your grocery shopping got taken care of too.
Yep, can't forget that.
As we wrap up here tonight, any final thoughts on this seed or final thoughts on the tournament? I know you guys both have one more game left to play, I believe, right? Or is it 2 at this point?
I'm actually done because I played a race earlier today as well.
Yeah,
the tournament was
supposed to have
fun.
2, but I don't know if they'll happen because none of them mean anything. We'll see.
No, races for pride at this point.
Yeah, I had fun this tournament. My results were, I guess, overall about what I was expecting to finish going in. Wasn't really expecting to make the playoffs. I'm certainly going to watch it. Look forward to seeing all these races.
And honestly, the way I look at really any tournaments is, did you have fun? Great. That's all that counts.
Well, I do recommend, regardless, that you guys watch this one back because it was a fantastic race. You were back and forth the entire time. You were making decisions that we weren't sure about at the time, but turned out to be really incredibly smart ones. There were great plays. There were some interesting dives. You both ran into crazy Sherlock enemies and both dealt with it in different ways. And it was just straight up fun to watch.
Indeed, this was a very good race. And for those of you in chat, I would recommend giving the runners a follow because I think they've earned it with the performance they put on for us tonight. So, go do it. Follow them. Oh.
Guelph, I believe we cut you off a little bit there. Do you have any final thoughts on the seed of the tournament?
I mean, GG's again, and thanks to the crew for putting this on.
As always, thanks to the
my results were
restreamer.
better this week, this past week, but what can I do?
But yeah, as always, thanks to the restreamer, the commentators, the tracker, all the admins, everyone who helps put this tournament together. I look forward to hopefully competing in next year's tournament. And I'll certainly be doing some casual races in the meantime.
Fantastic. All right, I think that brings us to a close here tonight. Thanks again to our tracker, Kamian Renakai, our restreamer, High Spirits, my partner in the booth, Hate13, and myself, Scarlet Shadow. We're going to be sending ourselves over to Lack Attack, who is doing some Big 20 practice. So stick around for that, and thank you, everybody. Hopefully you had a wonderful time with the race tonight. Good night, and keep your ear out for more Dragon Warrior Randomizer races. The summer tournament is far from over. Have a good night, everybody.